First word, remember, is credibility. Can gatekeepers, can somebody trust you or your message? When I go to the State House to talk about an issue that's important to me, do they trust me? I met a legislator who looked at me, with a 30-year veteran cop, before he went to the General Assembly. He looked at me and says, I'd never met him before. He says, I read your site. You know what I like about it? Well, tell me. You do your homework. You get your facts together. If I have something to talk to him about, do you think that's important? First time he said he trusts me. Simplicity. You don't want to give somebody, we think in sound bites these days. If you look at the world today, political TV ads, for example, 30 years ago were generally a minute long. Now most ads are 20 and 30 seconds. We think in short sound bites. Lincoln Douglas, their debates in 1856. Any of y'all familiar with those? I was reading from one of them. It was an hour before lunch. Lincoln proposed they take a break. People, thousands upon thousands of people came many miles to this place on foot to listen to these two Senate candidates debate all day. An hour before lunch, Lincoln proposed they take an early lunch. Why? Because there's not enough time for both people to answer this question. One question would take over an hour to answer and respond to. Any of y'all watch debates on TV? How fast do they respond? What's their length of time? Minutes? 2 minutes usually? 3 minutes? They move quick, right? Does that indicate that in 160 years or so we've changed in how we view things, how we absorb information? Yes, we have. So it needs to be easy to understand and easy for somebody else to pass on. Stuff on my site, I put links in, so a reporter looks at my, or an activist looks at my site, wants a story. Can they get it off my site? Yeah, they got some homework to start their research with, and they can run from there. Can I explain what it means? Anybody who sees my sites, typically I write 4 to 6 paragraphs. Very simple, very easy for you to read, digest, and I usually put some stuff up to back it up. Relevance and timeliness. Is your message of interest to your intended audience? You're at a computer site. You want to talk about Windows 98? That's a great operating system. It doesn't work, does it? Of course, hey, I grew up in the 80s. You know what type of music is? All the 80s heavy metal bands. But the nice thing is my checkerboard bands are coming back. There's that picture. I always have 2 pairs of my up here. I usually wears my high top lace-up black and white. So I don't go with the average slip-ons or everybody else wears. Immediate literacy. You're using the best and most effective means to broadcast your message. For me, when I talk about a blog, it's great. However, part of my job is doing communication. We had a rural highway project outside of Beaufort. And now, if I do a project, I'm doing a highway project. We did Highway 60, going out to the dam. I had a website, sure, because people get on the internet around here, right? But in a rural area, do they get on the internet as much? No. So how do I get information? I found other ways of work. In this case, I found community association, neighborhood association leaders. I got information from them. I sent it passed around. I sent out flyers. I would give them flyers to pass around. I would put up posters in the stores about things we were doing out there on our project. Why? Because they were relevant. Because they worked in that community. So I've always got to look and ask myself, and really this is going to apply to anything you do in life. You give people what they want the way they want it. You'll be in sales. You'll say, well, you look at this website, you find all the specs. And the person says, well, I don't use the internet. What do you tell that person? What's the next thing you should say? Should you say tough luck? You don't get internet, screw you, have a nice day? You ask them what? Yeah, you ask them what works for you. How can I get this to you in a way that you'll understand or you'll be comfortable with? Because the customer's always right, folks? I mean, lots of issues with communicating with parents are what? You communicate one way, they communicate the other, right? I hate text messaging. You communicate via text messaging, you know what you'll get with me? Nothing. Call me, folks. So if you're trying to get something across to me, you now know not to do what? But some people use it, don't they? The Obama campaign announced the DP pick-out.
Name?
Yes, ma'am.
Need Scott Russell to guidance, please.
Yes, ma'am.
The Biden pick was announced how? text message, right? Because their people determine what? It worked. If it works, does it work? Yeah, run with it, right? So anyway, now I'm kind of giving you kind of an overview. Because some of y'all had a lot of issues questions, and issues are fine. You know, issues are like opinions. You can get them, and especially in Columbia, you can get opinions from everybody all the time. Many of which will put you to sleep. So I want to kind of give you a picture of what a blogger is, and talks about state politics, and try to make it something that you can understand and take some lessons out of this that will apply whatever you need. Beyond whether you're on a political blog, or you're doing sales, or you're a teacher trying to communicate with parents, or an engineer trying to communicate with a client, trying to give you something to think about. But I will take some questions. So Kelly's got some questions.
Turn on the lights.
Any of y'all feel inspired to throw some stuff out? Who's got some questions?
And when you introduce yourselves, if you hadn't already told Mr. Capps what you want to do, go ahead and do that.
I would ask what you want to do when you grow up, but I don't know what I want to do when I grow up, if I grow up at all. Kelly was at my 40th birthday party not too long ago, and that was a moment.
They
You had
asked
to
you a
concentrate
question
less
about
than
that.
30 minutes. You won't get that at high school party. Good question?
I'm Lisa. I'm a senior, and at the high school, I'm going to overtake university.
Okay. It's tough to get into these days. Real tough.
Political correctness has made people afraid to express their honestly held opinions. How have you been so successful at expressing your unique opinions, and yet have been those who disagree?
My blog offers you three things: views, opinions, and attitudes. If you go to the top of my website, you see in bold print, views, opinions, and attitudes. I tell people what I'm going to tell them, but I tell them up front, this is who I am. If you don't like it, too bad. You know, I go to the State House with long hair. Do they bat an eyebrow? Can I get in people's offices? I can go right to people's offices anytime I want. Part of it is you need to be who you are. Political correctness, I think, is sometimes divorced from the concept of civility in politics. I'll make it very clear. I will be civil, and I'll back up everything I say, but I will not bend what I think. And if the truth hurts, it's still true. But like I said, you still have a responsibility. Some people think that political correctness or incorrectness, in order to be politically correct, you have to be rude, you have to be nasty, you have to be unfair. I think you can still be civil and respectful while disagreeing. And so I tell people what they need to hear. I don't work in politics. Can you fire me? No. Can you vote me out of office? No. So I'm a loose cannon. Like I said, I still try to. I grew up in South Carolina, so my opinion is I still want to try to be a neighbor. And if you're going to hate me for what I said, not how I said it. That's probably the best way to go. Stand your ground and be fair, civil. And if they have a different opinion, take it. When the guy calls you at 11 o'clock at night, oh, like you said, well, what did you weren't fair. I'm like, well, tell me where I was wrong. You know what I mean? You come here, I'm going to kick your ass. Okay, guys, let me tell you where I'm having lunch Saturday. Come on and see me. And guess what I did? And guess what he didn't? I get a threat every month. Sometimes they even look and tell me where my classroom is. They'll see me when I come out of class. What's happening? Nothing, right? Have a little fun. Next question.
I'm Salonica. I'm a senior, and after high school, I go to college.
Hey.
You recently celebrated your 40th birthday and had people on your birthday bash from across the state representing all political stripes, ethnic groups, and social and learning standings.
And thank God some people didn't care about politics at all.
Including a popular United States congressman and many statewide office holders. How have you amassed such an impressive group of friends?
Well, I will tell you, when Tim Scott's trying to sing Journey, you know you got a very strange party taking place.